This is JD Solomon with Communicating with Finesse. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about why all the tips in the world don't matter unless you have an overarching approach. Now, I believe that philosophies are for philosophers, and that theories are for academics, and approaches are for practitioners. That's why when I go into an industrial plant, I ask the maintenance supervisor what their maintenance approaches are, not what their theories are on maintenance. And the same can be said with business leaders. When I talk to executives, I don't ask their philosophy on running their business, ask them to describe their approaches to running their business. Now, like different approaches, there are thousands of tips for just about anything. One includes independent wealth and how to be wealthy, right? Literally thousands of tips on the internet about that. But what you really need is something like Dave Ramsey has with his baby steps that provides a step-by-step 7-element approach by which all the tips make sense or don't make sense. The same can be said for me as a longtime baseball coach about how to hit a baseball. There's thousands of tips about how to hit a baseball, but those have to be melded first into an approach, and then the tips make a lot of sense. Effective communication is the same way. You can go out on the internet and find tons of tips out there, literally thousands. But again, you have to have a different approach for each context, an approach for, say, emergency situations, an approach for communicating normal operating conditions, either in a plant or on a baseball field or in the boardroom. What's our normal operating approach? Then what's our approach for big decisions where there's lots of complexity and uncertainties that may take months or years to resolve? That is yet again a different communication approach. And that's the approach we take when we communicate with finesse. So today, the big takeaway is this: all the tips in the world don't make any sense unless you have that overarching approach first. Find the approach you like. Finesse is one such approach, and we hope you will like. But if you don't like finesse, find another. And I'll add one more takeaway. Resist any advice from people who will only give you tips. Ask for their approach first, and then let them provide you their tips that fit into their approach. Thank you.